Hello, Oscar here, taking you through stories people are talking about and sharing around the world on Newsfeed today. Pray for Lombok. Thousands of people show their support for the victims of the deadly earthquake that hit the popular Indonesian holiday island.
We need help. We need a tent, at least a big one, that they can sleep in, be safe, and yeah, we need help.
The US First Lady contradicts her own husband, backing basketball player LeBron James. Taking Hiroshima's kids back in time to the moment when an atomic bomb wiped out their city. And pandemonium in Paris, today's animals doing stuff. Top of our news feed, pray for Lombok. That hashtag has been a top trend in Indonesia on Twitter and Instagram after a 7-magnitude earthquake struck the popular holiday island at the weekend, killing dozens of people and injuring hundreds more. In social-savvy Indonesia, thousands of people have been posting photos and videos of the moment the quake hit, including this one of an imam continuing to lead prayers in a mosque, despite everything around him shaking. You can see him steadying himself as it hits, and he's now become a symbol of resilience in the wake of the disaster. A non-profit which looks after poor children in Lombok has posted this clip showing their kids crying in the street after their home collapsed. Co-founder Martina Feta has told Storyful that 2 of the charity's 4 homes have collapsed, forcing the children to sleep outside.
All the kids are now safe here outside on the basketball field, and we stay there. We need help. We need a tent, at least a big one, that they can sleep in, be safe, and yeah, we need help soon.
But as they say, things often look better in the morning, and they certainly did for the kids of the Peduli Anak Foundation. Thankfully, none of the children were injured, and after a traumatic night, they were able to have a bite to eat for breakfast. But the charity says they do need more food, so donations are more than welcome. Chrissy Teigen has shared her shock and horror in real time with her millions of social media followers. The model, along with her singer husband John Legend and their 2 children, felt the shaking in neighbouring Bali. Bali trembling so long, Teigen tweeted to her 10.6 million followers. Oh man, we're on stilts. It felt like a ride. 15 solid seconds of this happening. And another aftershock just now, probably the 8th one we've felt since the big one last night. We're safe up high and nothing around us, but we're thinking about everyone around us, and in Lombok especially. Well, remember when Twitter users found out that Melania Trump liked a tweet suggesting that she didn't like her husband? Then there was that awkward hand-holding or lack thereof between the two. Now we have more reason to suspect that FLOTUS isn't actually on Team POTUS. Take a look.
When he's not shooting hoops, LeBron James is also a businessman and philanthropist. His latest initiative saw him opening an elementary school, I Promise, in his hometown, offering free tuition for low-income students all the way through university. In a CNN interview about the school on Friday, LeBron accused the US president of using sports to divide the country, which prompted this tweet from Trump.
LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike.
Well, Mike, or basketball legend Michael Jordan, was among many athletes and celebrities who defended LeBron. But it was the words of the First Lady that stole headlines. In a statement released on Saturday, she went against Trump's insults and stood up for LeBron, praising him for working to do good things for children, and even offered to visit the school. Then on Sunday, she issued another statement saying she wasn't taking sides between Trump and the basketballer, but was supporting a cause in line with her Be Best campaign. But it was enough for people to question her loyalty to her husband.
Let's have a look now at what else is trending on social. Tweeps in Venezuela have been poking fun at President Nicolas Maduro's claim that Colombia tried to assassinate him via drone at the weekend. He was speaking at a military event when the alleged attack happened, but some aren't so sure, with people using the hashtag Películas con drones or movies with drones to express their doubt. This tweet shows Maduro as Forrest Gump running away from imperialists.
Beautiful woman on the planet.
Oh, wait, this is a video?
Oh.
Sorry. I'm over here making...
And she's arguably one of the world's biggest superstars, but not even Beyonce is immune from the selfie faux pas we've all fallen for. Queen Bey was backstage in New Jersey before one of her latest concerts, highly recommended by the way, and thought she was posing for a pic with makeup mogul Mally Ronkel. Turned out it was in video mode, and we've all been there, Bey, don't worry. Well, Canada and Saudi Arabia have been locked in a Twitter feud over the oil kingdom's jailing of women's rights activists. Canada's Foreign Ministry fired the first tweet, saying they were gravely concerned about the arrests of various campaigners, including the Saudi-American Sama Badawi. They went on to call for the release of all jailed activists in the Gulf nation. Well, Saudi Arabia's foreign officials fired back in a series of angry tweets, basically telling Canada to butt out of its internal affairs. It culminated in a message ordering Canada's ambassador in Riyadh to leave within 24 hours. 73 years ago today, American forces dropped an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima, hoping to bring about an end to World War II. Around 140,000 people, or more than half of Hiroshima's population at the time, died. Now, new technology is helping kids in the city today to help understand what happened all those years ago.
Город Хиросима.
まあ、最初に作っていた被爆前の建物が被爆後になってなくなっている資料を何枚も見るんですね。でやはりそこで改めて、原爆の怖さというかそういうのをすごく感じましたし、作っているうちにこういう怖さを伝えないといけないなというふうな感じになりました。
映像には必ず何らかのメッセージが必要になるんで、自分たちのそのメッセージを作品に込められるようになってもらいたい。例えば被爆後であればその時の怖さを伝えたいという子もいますんで、じゃあ今描ききれているのか、とにかく自分の思いをメッセージにして具現化できるようになってくれればいいかなと思いますね。
Let's go around the world now for some other stories that you need to know this Monday. There's been a huge backlash in Australia after the Sky News network featured an in-depth interview with a Hitler sympathiser and convicted criminal. Blair Cottrell is the former leader of a far-right group who's been convicted of arson, burglary and inciting contempt of Muslims. He's also called for schools to display pictures of Adolf Hitler. After a public outcry, including from Sky News' own staff, the network finally caved, saying it was wrong to have Cottrell on its airwaves and that the interview would not be repeated or shown on its online platforms. Too little, too late, perhaps. Well, Twitter went into meltdown on news that Star Trek veteran Patrick Stewart would be returning to the show after a 16-year absence. In a tweet, Star Trek showrunner Alex Kurtzman can be seen hugging an emotional Stewart just moments before the announcement of a new spin-off series for CBS. It'll focus on Stewart's character, Jean-Luc Picard's life after the Next Generation series. Stewart himself tweeted that it's an unexpected but delightful surprise to return to the long-running franchise and that he is excited and invigorated to be reprising his much-loved character. Live long and prosper, my friend. And happy 6th anniversary to the Mars Curiosity rover, which has tweeted out a little greeting to itself from the Red Planet. The NASA rover landed on Mars back in 2012 and has been exploring it ever since. Fans marvelled at the image it shared of the planet's iron oxide surface, with Curiosity pointing out that that's why they call it the Red Planet. Well, a hashtag calling on Moroccan men to be a man and restrict how women in their families dress was turned against its creators. Have a look. When you look at a map today, you might think North America is larger than Africa, or that Greenland is larger than Mexico and China. But nothing could be further from the truth. The misconception is the result of map makers trying to represent a three-dimensional world on a two-dimensional surface. Luckily for everyone, Google is solving this problem with the latest update to Google Maps. The search giant has begun showing the Earth as a globe rather than a flat so-called Mercator projection. So when you zoom out in Google Maps, you'll now see a view of the globe from space. Sorry, flat earthers. And it's time for Animals Doing Stuff. And to kick off this week's segment, we bring you France's first baby panda celebrating his first birthday with a cake that many of us would balk at. Yuan Meng took a little convincing when it was presented with a cake made out of bamboo, honey, apples, oranges and lemons at the Beauval Zoo south of Paris. Yuan's mother and father are being loaned to the zoo for 10 years as part of a program aimed at highlighting China's good relationship with France. That's all well and good, but all we want to see is the panda cuteness. Well, that's all from the Newsfeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions at Oscar Subrakti. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. Follow, subscribe and add. See you all tomorrow.